Excuse me for a minute.
All right, there you go.
Okay.
Boy, Mike, I just saw you guys y'all beat Green Bay.
That's why I'm celebrating. It doesn't happen very often. And it almost looked like it was going to fall apart. So
No, they did. They came through.
it was a great game to watch for a change.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, there's Fern. How you doing?
I'm well. How about you all?
Fine. I'm glad you jumped in.
Yes.
Really good to see you.
Thank you.
We'll be doing our introductions in a few, so they get a chance to know who you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, today is equally celebrating because we just finished our 14-day quarantine on Friday.
Oh, wow.
All
Lori and I
right.
were quarantined because my son-in-law brought the COVID into his house. My daughter got it. And he brought it to deer camp, and they all tested before they got into deer camp, and everybody was negative. And then Sunday he was sick, and everybody got it in deer camp. So the two grandsons haven't gotten it yet. So they're quarantined from school until December 1st, something like that.
Our prayers go out to you. You know, this is a serious situation, and it's not over yet.
No, it's not.
At least not in Minnesota.
Shoot.
They're full here in Minnesota. All the hospitals in the metro area, there's no more ER beds.
My goodness.
Just like it is everywhere else.
It's not like that in California.
Good.
See, that's why we got that big desert between us and the whole world. If you're able to get over those mountains and come out here, man, I tell you, we're a long ways from everybody.
Well, you have so many airports, so.
Yeah, we do. But like, our people are, we love our freedoms, and part of their freedoms was, being able to protect each other.
That's true.
So when it came out, we have our life is basically we work 5 days, and after the 5 days, you can't get no services on Saturdays or Sundays. We're gone, so. And then when you can't go to where you want to, the restaurants and to eat, the different places, they said, wait a minute now, everybody has to chip in. So, we have a vested interest in protecting each other, really. And our politics are different. Our politics are different out here.
Yeah. Are you comparing your California to Texas? Well, enough of that, right?
Okay, so we're getting our technical difficulty in our politics. They say, don't talk about politics and religion. And a few other things we don't need to be talking about, but here we are. We're family, we can talk about anything. So that being said, we just getting started here. I just want to check. There's the Elizabeth. You're working on your video, your lighting.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get together because I'm in the dark. I don't know why.
Okay.
So I'm trying to fix it. So.
And the Mega Mall 69.
Hello.
Hi.
This is Ethel.
This is who?
Ethel.
Oh, okay. How you doing, cuz?
I'm doing okay. How y'all doing?
Great. It's okay. We don't see you. We feel you.
See, you thought a rat done slipped in on you.
It's all right. You okay? You okay? Whether we see you or not.
Right.
So Elizabeth, once you get yours, once you get your, are you gonna stay without your video and go with audio? She's got hers is off. What about you, Eflin? Are you going to come in on video or are you going to stay audio?
I'm on video, ain't I?
No.
So what's going on?
Oh no, we hear you. We can't see you.
Start video.
Can you see us? Oh, there you are. See? Now, just adjust your camera a little bit so you're in the middle of your screen, please. There you go. That's better. All right, then. Well, let's start with our intros and go with what we have. Fern, what we do initially in our meetings, we just have a brief description of who we are, where we live, and what our purposes are in ancestry searching, and who would you like to have some help on doing your research. So it's basically an icebreaker, so that the people who are in our group, they know who you are, what city you're in, because you might have people in the same city. And when it's all said and done, we're all related. And it's not I'm closer than the next person. You know, we take care of each other, you know, for who you are. We do deal with the central mortgage of science, but it's mainly your participation that we appreciate. So that being said, Elizabeth?
Yes.
We're gonna do our greetings and our openings. And could you give us yours? And then we're gonna go to Eflin, and then you, Fern, please.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Habit. I live in San Diego. I am happy that to be here with you all. And I was contacted by Jerry. And he was the first one to contact me with "Hello, new cousin." and I was like, wow. I mean, I'll tell you, just those words, "Hello, new cousin." I was smiling so big, my cheeks hurt, but I was like, okay, I have to know who this is. But and with that, you know, meeting him and knowing that he lives here in San Diego and spending some time with him and his granddaughter and my grandbaby, his great granddaughter. So yeah, just coming on here and learning everybody's stories and not feeling bad about finding about my own story, but all is well. So I'm happy to be here again and continue to do the necessary work that needs to be done to find family.
Thank you for that. And please, after their intro, any questions you have for them, feel free to ask questions.
Okay.
Anybody have a question for Elizabeth?
No.
Okay. We'll go to you, Eflin, please.
Eflin, maiden Mouse. My family stem from Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, to Richmond, Missouri. And I'm from Lexington, Missouri. So I don't have much to say. Maybe they found out Philip Moss's real name.
Call you back.
Service.
Okay. She's related to me on my grandmother's side, my father's mother, the Burnells, that Burnell side of the family. And so you'll be hearing that surname. You'll be hearing that surname, the Burnells. So she's our DNA matches a number of relatives. Thanks, Eflin.
Thank you.
Okay, Fern.
Hello, I'm Fern Nalon. I'm from San Diego here, California, born and raised here. excuse me, my parents are from South Bend, Indiana. My dad is Eddie Nalon Jr. My mom's maiden name is Easton. So I'm not sure how we all connect here. I know that I was also contacted by Jerry, and I'm actually related to his wife. So all of this is brand new to me. We contacted me a little while back. And a lot of Nalons are here in San Diego. So when I asked his wife, she wasn't familiar with our last name. So I'm just gonna play along here and listen. Because as I said, I don't know where I fall into place.
Well, let me shed a little light on that. Basically, I manage my wife's kit, and you are related to her on her father's side of the family. And though that family is the McClures, that's
Right.
their surname is the McClures. And when you look, when you look at your DNA and you do your shared matches, you'll see that she matches you, correct?
Right.
Yeah, and we do now. Once that's established, then we take the steps one by one and see the, and find out which branch, who do you know that a close relative of yours is a close relative of theirs, and then we'll fill in the blanks. But the main thing is for us to connect, and we will build a solid relationship with you.
All right, works for me.
I have a question for Fern.
Yes,
You say you live here in San Diego.
yes, ma'am.
Do you have a relative, Carol Nalon? Carol, I think. Carol?
She's married to my cousin, Dallas.
Yes. Yes. Oh, Lord, this is a small world. But I tell you, her mom was like my mom. And Carol, she's my sister in Christ. She's her, yeah. Lord.
Her grandson, Don, actually lives here with me.
Oh, okay. Because I don't hear that last name Nalon too often.
Right.
That's why I'm like, I'm like, she has to be related to Carol.
Yeah, we usually connect
Carol
in
and Dallas. Yeah. Okay. Wait till I tell her.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Well, that's
So
great.
wait. If you're kin to Jerry?
To his wife.
Oh, to his wife. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, we still can. That's all
There
right.
you go. That's right.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, let's go with Mike, and then Tony and Michelle. Unmute yourself, Mike.
I'm Mike McGee. I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I'm the grandson of James Monroe Moss. Hard as it is to believe. Jerry reached out to my brother Pat when he submitted his DNA first, and it took us a while to make connections with Jerry. Mostly Pat and I were just kind of wondering what was going on here. We were not aware of James Monroe until the DNA came through on Ancestry. And we were, I don't know, it took a while to take in. So I'm here because I like to hear more about the Moss family that I know hardly anything of. Belita, is that how you pronounce her? She reached out to me as well. Her mother, I believe, is the daughter of James Monroe. And she reached out to me and gave us some background, not a lot of background. I'm also trying to figure out who John Edgar Moss is, who also lived with James Monroe in Minneapolis during that 1916, 17, and 18. And he was about 9 years younger, maybe even more, than James Monroe was. And the last time I found him was in Iowa when he filled out his draft notice. And after that, I kind of lost the trail, so I'm still looking. But I assume he's probably a son of one of the other Mosses, because he wrote down James Monroe as being the closest relative when he was in Iowa, but also roomed with him during those 3 years. Lastly, I'd like to figure out who Edna's, who was my grandmother and mother of James, who was the son of James Monroe, who Edna's father was. There was no mention on Edna's birth certificate. So, and I know I think through the hocus pocus and all through comparing things of the DNA, we might be able to figure that out at some point, but I haven't really gotten any closer with second cousins on that side of the family, or mysterious second cousins.
Are they on your mother's side?
Edna would be on my father's side.
And which, how?
Edna?
Yes.
Edna, well, Edna was of course, my dad's mother, and she was the one who was with James Monroe back in 1917. They shared a rooming house together, or one was a boarder and one was a renter. And after that, she disappeared. My dad was born in 1918. She was 17 at the time. Well, she was 17 at the time my dad was born. So Edna when she was born in Milwaukee, her mother did not fill out a father's name, and just was given the name of her mother, who wasn't married at the time either. So it's a mystery.
What was that name?
Flathead, and that name came from Iowa. They all came from Iowa, and my thoughts are, from what we could tell, is perhaps they moved to Milwaukee because Clara, who was Edna's mother, was pregnant, and probably it was probably easier for them to leave. And then after that, Clara was still unmarried and stayed with her mother and John Napper, who ironically was the son of a slave, and they stayed in Superior, Wisconsin, which was a little more was a different climate. And then somewhere around, Edna never lived with her mother, Clara, or again, because Clara got married in 1905 and left with John Dawes, and they moved around and didn't have. And at that time, Edna was 5 or 8, about 6, and never lived with her mother again, and lived with her grandmother. Strange family stories. So we're playing with that to see if there ever is a possibility to figure that out.
Well, thank you for that story. And to listen at it, it's it's really intriguing to hear, and for you to be transparent with the information that you do have. And for me, I wanted to establish a foundation with you based off of science, and then we can determine, do we want to build a sociable relationship? Do we want to share the information with our family, or how far you and I want to go with it? And obviously, we've been blessed to take it a long ways. We're still building the relationship, and it's on a solid foundation. As a matter of fact, last year I went to Omaha, where I was born and raised, for 2 weeks. As part of that's the first time I've been able to go by myself for 2 weeks and just meet family, hunt, fish, and just enjoy my relatives. Rustic, come and go when I wanted to, and he lives in. I rented a hotel there, even though I have relatives. I wanted my autonomy. Mike, him and his daughter, they drove down from Minnesota to meet me, because we had been meeting on Zoom, but that was such a positive gesture to come down and meet me. And we spent the last weekend I was there, a couple of functions he attended. We went out to dinner on a Friday night that he hosted, him and his daughter and a cousin that was in Omaha that I met for the first time. And so that was a positive. And then the next day I had a fish fry because I had caught a lot of fish a couple of weeks, and I shared it with the family, and he helped me conduct the fish fry. It was very, very helpful. You know, I bought the fryers and set up everything, and he was right there and made it happen. So that shows you the love that he showed me. You know, it ain't what you say, it's what you do.
All right.
So that's Mike, my cousin Mike. So Michelle and Anthony.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm Anthony Hill with my wife, Michelle, here. I guess I'm the spokesperson. She made me the spokesperson. So now Michelle is the one who shares the centimorgans with this family. And so I got into this because I'm just helping her out, you know, to figure out how exactly she's related within the Moss family and all that. And it's one person she's related to on here that she matches in the DNA match is Elizabeth. Okay, so we can work from that standpoint to figure this thing out.
Did you know that, Elizabeth?
No, I think we talked about it. Yeah, we did.
We've
And-
talked and
yeah.
emailed and tried to figure it out,
But yeah, we're gonna get there.
but my dad did the DNA, so
He did?
Oh,
yes. So I'll be a little closer to finding out how we're related.
You will. Hallelujah.
So I'm excited.
I am too.
how did you persuade him to do that?
Well, we are on a recorded line, right? I prefer to talk off a recorded
But
line.
you did get him to do it. He did do it.
Yes, and
Okay.
and I'm excited twofold because it appears that the way I am related is on my dad's side of the family. And
You
I
know.
think with him, I have a lot of information already, but with him doing the DNA, that'll be able to connect me further back, and maybe I can reach back and find out some of the connections that I can't make on my own.
And when you do, would you please share them with me? Because
Absolutely.
I really want to know. Because yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'm hoping that it'll
exciting.
tie in some of these loose pieces.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure.
have a
it
question
will.
for you, Michelle.
Yes.
You are studying genealogy profession more to get certain certifications, or have you gotten some more?
I am not certified yet. I'm still working on that, and I'm in a 14-month class as
Okay.
well.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's great. You know, with that in mind, what type of services will you be able to render? What is the purpose? Why did you decide to take that step?
Well, the main thing was that a lot of people do the DNA to find out their ethnicity. And that's such a small piece. And I found that most people who do that, after they find out their ethnicity, they're kind of done with it. And that's not even the bigger picture of DNA. And so I want to be able to help families do what we do and to realize, because a lot of people have done it already and it's just kind of sitting to the side. And
Mhm.
so I want to be able to show people the other piece of it and what it means and how far back you can go. With DNA, we go back past slavery, but
Mhm.
people don't know that because they just, nobody's told us. And so, you know, they think about the ethnicity part because we all think we're Native American, and that's a whole nother story. But I want to be able to open that up to people and offer. And a bigger picture is once I find out how we're all related, I know I'll be able to help other people.
That's right. That's right. You can surely help me.
You know, I'm sure, and I know that you know, your daughter and I are related I mean, we have shared DNA also, and
And
she,
that's how I got into this, is because you reached out to her.
and her name,
Nicole, M is in Mary, I-C-O-L-E. She's visiting me right
well, she,
now.
well, tell her I said hello, young cuz.
Okay.
Yeah.
McCall, come here. So I'm excited. I'm excited on the path. This is gonna be my second career. And I'm looking forward to it.
That's awesome.
Come in the camera.
Hello,
Hey.
how are
Hi.
you? Yeah, I'm Jerry. I'm the one who matched you first in DNA, and I reached out to you. So I'm your cousin Jerry. And thanks for doing it.
We might be on both sides of our family.
The closer I'm to you, the better off I am.
That's right.
We enjoy seeing you, and be prepared, because we're going to be passing these torches to you, and you're going to have to take over.
Yeah. Eventually, yeah.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
Okay. Okay. At this time, I'm gonna open it up for discussions, and then after open discussions, and then I have a brief presentation, and then we're going to go in the agenda item, which is we're going to discuss creating a group website. So does anybody have anything they want to open up for a discussion from what you've heard so far? Any comments? Anything you want us to cover? Anything you want us to cover? Just
I was trying to find that link I got for the black soldiers that went in to during the slavery. I have a link. I don't know how many people have done that.
What is it for?
The black soldiers is a link called Slave to Soldiers. This woman, I think Diane has been dealing with that too. Slave to Soldiers in Tennessee. I don't know. I can't find it though. I sent it to you though, Jerry. I don't know if you got it.
Yeah, we'll follow up on that. Any other comments?
Okay.
From what you've heard? Anybody else have any? Fern, what is your? Give us some feedback on what you've seen so far in our group meeting.
Well, to be honest, I think I'm at the wrong meeting here.
Why? Why?
Well, because I'm really not tied to anyone here. They're all part of MOS, correct? And being that I'm related to your wife, Barbara, as a McClure, there's no bloodline here with me, correct? Am I not following correctly?
We all are related, and the positive is you're participating. What this does is helps you with your research, because what happens is what you share with us, it helps your connection with my wife Barbara. And so when we get a chance to talk to her, it helps that you have been on the meeting and you've seen some of our tools that we use, and you're definitely welcome. It's not like you're not a part. The thing that we need you to share with you is your mere presence. It adds value to our meetings. So we are family. And if you're related to my wife, you related to me.
Okay.
So as long as the good Lord allows me to be here and interacting, I'm making the connection with you. Now, I tell you this too, we don't twist and force people to participate. That's
Oh, no,
that's-
no, 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 that's
No,
not
wait,
what.
just wait, just wait, but, you know,
Okay.
we got to discuss it. Got to discuss it. We welcome participation, and we encourage you to join us and help us. And your mere presence helps us, and we want to help you.
Okay,
I have a question. Is Naylon your maiden name or your married name?
my maiden name.
Because when I put Naylon in my surname matches, a Hughes came up. Do you know a Hughes?
No.
Okay. Okay, but we could be related.
I said there's a lot of Naylons. Have a pretty big family. So yeah. I have a Houston Naylon, but you say it says Hughes.
M.W. Hughes, Hughes. It's a female.
No.
And
Not-
her tree is private, so I wouldn't be able to tell.
Right.
But she has Naylon as her in her tree somewhere.
Okay.
And another, this, like Elizabeth, you said it was great. It was a blessing that you had a chance to meet her. You know some of her people.
Yes, yeah.
You know? And
Yeah.
we're here on screen, but these three individuals, two along with myself, we live in San Diego. So there's a coincidence there.
Yes.
And so those are some of the reasons too. I would tell you, Firm, that I reach out to you, and it's that we are in the same city.
Mhm.
And so this is some of the reasons, some of our purposes is to build relationships, especially if we're in areas, in the same city.
Right. I get it.
Okay. All right. I'm going to let's take a break, because we won't be as long today. Let's take a break, and then I'll go into my presentation. Like, let's take a 10-minute break, and then you all can stay on, but let's take a 10-minute break. And we'll start again at a quarter till, let's say about a quarter till 3 California time.
Okay.
Okay.
Tony, are you taking your genealogy instructions online or at community college or whereabouts?
Taking them. Actually, well, the board for certified genealogists, we have to do different case studies. And so I'm working on that with the friend's family. And then the 14-month study group, it's a ProGen study group through people who have gone through the certification. And so we do different projects that are due every month. I did a locality guide, and this month was on citations, and they give you a list of things that you have to cite correctly. So I am about 2 months in right now. I'll be done next year.
You're still smiling, so it must be intriguing.
I'm learning a lot. And then in January, I'm supposed to go to Utah and take a week-long class with SLIG, Salt Lake City, something genealogy. And I haven't done any of this before. It's all new. I've been working on my own forever. So now I'm getting instruction just to find out, what professionals do and how they charge and what's the whole thing about it, because I only know what my side of it and volunteering and giving. And so I'm learning from other people what the professionals do and how they charge and what is consistent, what consists of a report.
So it sounds to me you're getting the lingo down, like citations and locales. Citations, is that part of the locales or?
Well, the citation is like the bibliography of a report.
Okay,
And I have to cite it a certain way. And I'm used to citing things through the APA manual. And they have a certain way genealogists cite things. And then they use the Chicago style manual, which I've never used. So it's kind of like relearning things, but it's okay. I know once I get going, and that's why I try to do families for free now. I always say, let me do you now, because in a year I won't be free. So I've been doing all my friends.
well, you're still smiling, so it must be great work if you have the time to do it. Now, did I hear you say you were retired or?
I'm a retired teacher.
Okay, you wouldn't know
Retired
that.
elementary.
You wouldn't know that by filling out the screen on the video here at the Zoom conference.
Thank you.
What grade did you teach?
Just about all of them. I retired from middle school. I was a reading specialist, computer teacher in 5th grade, 7th grade, 3rd grade, 2nd grade. I did just about all of the grades.
Wow.
So I still work for the university part-time, but I'm not going back into elementary school. That's the done deal.
Okay. Not even as a sub?
Oh, absolutely not. No. No.
Okay.
I feel like when God delivers you from something, you're not supposed to go back.
That's right.
Don't turn around and walk back. Okay.
That's right.
Follow the new path.
Yeah. And Anthony helps me. He wouldn't take any of the classes with me. I couldn't talk him into it. So.
I can't tell if he's happy about that or it's a happy marriage because of that.
There you go.
My only contacts with genealogists was I hired one to do Polish, to look into my Polish side of the tree in Poland. And I found that through the Posen project. And she basically just went back and photographed the church records. And I then had to translate the Latin in a lot of stuff and look for names. But it certainly pushed me up through the road of, of who is who. And can't find a lot about a lot of parts of the family, but enough to keep me interested in saying, well, I know where they came from, and that's about it. So, and now the Moss family is a whole different project. So,
and that's what's really exciting because you're really never finished.
no, not with the Moss family. That line goes all the way across my screen. So, and I haven't even filled in all the brothers or the sons and the daughters yet. So. We did have an enjoyable time with Jerry in Nebraska. That was fun.
Oh, nice.
And it's in a long trip. It was about 6-7 hours from Minneapolis to Omaha. It's my daughter and I driving down there. So took the back roads on the way down there and then 35 on the way back, which was just follow the 70-mile-an-hour speed limit till you get back. Kind of boring. I was boring. So. My daughter was taken back by Jerry's method of cooking fish. It's the same way that I started out eating fish, where my mom would cook it on the frying pan and you'd basically have to take the bones out and just eat what's left, skin on, it was just scaled. She had never seen that. All the fish that I prepared were always fillets because that's kind of what my wife liked. Didn't want to dig around and take the bones out. Nor did she like it in the frying pan. She likes it on the grill, which is easier. A little bit different taste. But yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for those stories. Hello, Ida. Can you turn your mic on? It's over on the side, down below to the lower left. There's a microphone, and you click on it. There's a line that goes through like a little microphone, and if you click on that icon, it should go off. Okay, can you hear us? Okay, good. Well, just roll with us, you know, and until you can figure that out, that's, you know, that's good. You know, we're patient. When you figure it out, we'll know it. There's a microphone that you can turn on or off. I think I need an update. That's what she's saying. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
But just sit back for the ride. All right. And, you know, we'll get that microphone figured out. If not this time, it'll be the next time. All right. All right, that being said, on the agenda, one of our members suggested that we develop a Google document or a website. They wanted to find another way of consolidating the information that we've been generating. And I am always open for suggestions on how we can get the message out and how we can reach different relatives and different people. Our relatives have different skills and different talents, and they've contributed so that we have a pretty solid means of communicating from where we started. And so this suggestion that Michelle gave me was on the possibilities of our group having a web page, a website. Now, I'm gonna share your screen. Some of the things that we've done, I'm just gonna give you an overview, then you all give me some input on it. Number one, when we started off and we wanted to find out a Facebook page, a private group page in Facebook. So we generated and we have one now. So when you go on to Facebook, that was the first on these social platforms. I wasn't that, you know, enamored with these social platforms, but I use them as a tool now. But in Facebook, we have a group named Moss Genealogy Research Group in Facebook. So that's one platform. And then we got to communicating with each other. And just like we're in these different locations in San Diego, all these different cities, we have relatives are in the different cities also, and they don't know that they have close relatives in the city. So what we did is we started a contact list, a Moss Genealogy Research Group contact list. And it's an Excel document that anybody can enter their information into it. And then they can open up that document and they can see where the members of our group are located at. And it talks about where they're located, their telephone number, which we just go to the city. We're not interested in addresses. What city you're in, what your surnames, what did you test? Did you test an Ancestry, your different platforms, your email address? And so we use that as a tool that we can stay connected. We can look at that and see, okay, we got relatives in this city. And then you can communicate with that city and you can contact with them and see how you relate it. And some of them, they talk about how they related to me in that spreadsheet. So that's an Excel document. Then we jumped on GEDmatch. GEDmatch is one of our tools that we use to connect with each other. And we were able to connect with a lot of relatives and use that as verification that we're related. GEDmatch. And that platform is like a warehouse that different testing companies, people will take different tests. If they want to compare with other tests in different companies, they upload it to GEDmatch. And then you can use that as a comparison tool. Very helpful, but it has a lot of private considerations. You have to really think about it before you become involved in that GEDmatch project. It's been a very helpful tool for us. So those are some of the, and then again, we also have all of our meetings are on YouTube. You can go to YouTube and search our name. Again, it's always Moss Genealogy Research Group. And then all of our meetings will come up and then you can see the different meetings. So for me, I'm inside. I don't get a chance to look at it from the outside that often, but I know when one of you members say, hey, you got an idea, you got a suggestion, I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna see what I can do to facilitate it. But that takes time. And in some cases, it takes money. So I like to have a consensus before I start off on another project, and then we got to discuss the value. Is it going to add value to our meetings or to the group or not? That being said, there's another way of finding out about our group, at least the meetings, and I'll show you that right now. I'm going to share my screen and let me know if you can see it. Okay. Let's start off with this one. You see the GEDmatch? Can you see my GEDmatch page?
I can.
You can?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. Make it first. Where's it at? Okay. Over here, this is my GEDmatch account, and once you sign on to GEDmatch, this is my kit number over here, and we did a presentation. We had a presentation last week by Diane. She was comparing our different kit numbers and see how we related. Now, this is a special project. You see, it said Ancestor Projects, surname, geographical, historical roots. I'm gonna click on that.
I need these.
And so if I put my name, my kit number in there, here it is, and I'm gonna submit it. And it's running through some calculations. We're part of a project, see? And so you come over, we have a project. What are these? These are kit numbers, and it shows people who match with the different kind of centimorgans right here. But what we have in GEDmatch, we have another program right here. It's in Ancestor Projects. So I was letting you know that that's another another platform that our group has, we share information on. So you can also Google Moss Genealogy and Research Group, and all of our videos come up on a Google. So that being said, we have all those methods. So we want to put that information under one umbrella, and that's where the website comes in. So the vision is create a website, and under that website, have the links to have the contact list in that website, have the links to our Zoom meetings in that website, have the link to our Facebook group page in that link. So we'll put everything that we've generated under one platform. And because if you have to look at if you want to find out the Zoom meetings, you have to go in your emails and find. Michelle was saying it makes you got to have a lot of emails you got to save. So we want to eliminate that and just simplify the process. So that being said, I'm looking for suggestions on that.
Just a quick comment about the contact list on Facebook. Is that have any kind of settings so that people's information wouldn't be sent on to scammers, or, or do you have to have an email, or do you have to be a member in order to get to that contact list?
Yeah, it's been generated. It was generated by Shalette Jones, and it's a link that anybody can add. Any of our group members who get my email, they can add their information to the contact list. Now, to answer your question about fraud, somebody using the information, we minimize the personal information that we share. That's the main thing.
All right.
But you have to be accepted by the administration, right?
Yes, the administrators.
I mean, somebody in this group just add you in that group, and then the administration accepts you.
Yes. When somebody asks to be a part of it. We do have a verification process.
Now, the website, would the website be password protected, or would it be open to the general public?
Are there options for that?
I've been just a member of certain groups where it's just certain members of a group can be type in a password to get into the website.
But that's what we'll have. Thanks for the suggestion. What is that experience like?
Oh, it's just easy. Everyone who has access, who's a member of this particular group, has that password, they can have access to the website. Anyone else, the general public, can't unless they have that password. I think a website can be set up that way to password protect the website to get into it.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. And then it has different levels too, like just a general web page, and then it goes into how much information you can share on it. So here's an example. At one level, it's just the basic information, but and it's set up by gigabytes, different levels, gigabytes of information you can share. But you might want to share with us your trip, a vacation, and you got a video on that. You can, if we have the website, you can go to the website and upload your, with permission, upload your video, and then the members can look at the website from time to time and see what's going on. You have a website administrator, and I want to check and see what's happened, or who's added some information to our website. See, so those are the positives. You know, they might share some pictures that you normally don't get under this format that we have, or you might share your family tree, and we'll be able to see it on our website, where some people don't have access to our ancestry and the different programs we have, but that website, it'll have everything under that umbrella, and it'll direct you about our group, the different platforms that we participate in. Some people feel comfortable participating in Facebook, some in some in GEDmatch. You know, you got to have a little bit more experience to jump up there at GEDmatch, and in the different things that we're doing there. And the Facebook is more social, but it's streamlining information about our family's cluster, our family's history. And so we're helping each other on that format. So that's one thing I'm gonna write down, Anthony, is and Mike, I see your considerations too about it being we want to have the protections. We don't want it to be, accessible to anybody, that they can get in and corrupt the information we have. Okay, go on, Elizabeth. Thanks, Elizabeth. And
I have to run. You guys take care. I'll see you on the next one. Lord,
All
say
right.
the same. Okay.
I would check on the privacy. And let's just talk. One of them, they talk cost too. The minimum platform is free. And I think the one that I'm looking at that has a lot more bells and whistles is like about $25 a month for the web page. Now, that's after it's set up. But my daughter would be the one that programs it and sets it up. She is set up at no cost. So her services, it'll be donated. And then I won't ask anybody for any kind of contributions towards it until it's up and running, and we'll see how it's flowing. But I would appreciate your input in the creation of it. I'm just giving you some of the parameters. So what's your comments and remarks?
I think it's a good idea. I think at least we could give a go to see where it takes us. And I think that along the way during this experience is that we'll probably pick up a lot more insights on what the tree could, or what the website could look like, or how it could change in that first year. I'd be willing to help out with expenses because it's not even a year long. I mean, $25 a month is just about what do you pay for a magazine subscription these days. So
yes, it is.
And we could evaluate it after a year or so to see if it's something to continue.
Okay. Okay, can I have volunteers who would want to be a part of the board, creative board, that that will look at and decide what we want to use and what we don't want to. Some of the things we're agreeing to. Number one, we're agreeing that we want to do it. Correct? All in favor that we want to do it. So there's one. The second thing, who's going to do it? Now I have a couple. My daughter is going to do the technical, and then I gave you some ideas about the different platforms that we have. So I just need some help on bouncing off ideas or where we're at. It's better when people participate than having somebody dictate. That's what I found in these different programs. Now, I'll also say this. Once our group makes different suggestions, and I get a consensus from you guys, and beautiful women, I take it and run with it. And that's why we have as many platforms that we have, is because of your ideas and your input. And I have, there's a number of administrators in these different platforms. We have to set this up for us not being here. That's my goal. I'm setting everything up for me not being here. But you know what? I'm setting a footprint, a pathway. They'll know that I was a part of it.
I think it's important to also understand that if this is something we set up, if we put a lot of information in it, and then we decide later, no, nobody wants to take over or run it or change their mind, what happens to the information? And I think we have to, as we submit the information, be understanding that it's going to sit somewhere. It won't be deleted. And so we have to somehow agree or to say, it's not like once you put it in, you can't take it out. It's there, somebody has it. So we also have to be understanding of that once it's there, it really doesn't disappear. Nor that we want it to disappear, but it needs to be understood.
Some type of archive.
Archive or something, right? Not just the website, but maybe a physical something, or maybe there's a library or museum that's willing to hold documents for us, which more than likely they are. And I would suggest probably the Hempstead, if they have an archival library, that would be a place for the documents to be.
Good points.
Other ideas? Comments?
Tony's or Michelle's ideas seem to create a format then if we are going to save it somehow. It has to be kind of uniform. Is that, I'm just kind of thinking and tossing out thoughts that I have, random thoughts.
Yes, I'm thinking if it is going to be housed on a website, at some point, maybe at the end of the year or the end of each year, something needs to be transferred physically, a physical document or something transferred somewhere so it's not lost. Because if the website becomes obsolete, then what happens to our work? Or if we decide we don't want to do it for a while and my daughter decides to come behind us, one of our kids, our grandkids, decides to come behind us, then where is our work? So we do need to have it where it's somewhere stored somewhere that someone can pick it up and carry on in the event that happens. Not that I think that it will happen, but we need to have it someplace other than just online, because that's a lot of work. And those trees, that's a lot.
Okay, what we're looking at here uh, I believe what we're talking about now, let's let it be right, informative website first, and not a lot of content that's stored on the website, but it'll be okay. Here's Marcy Genealogy Research Group. Here's the different areas that I want to go into, and then all they got to do is click on those links. Bingo, they're in there. Now, as for the future and archiving, I definitely agree with you, Mike, that we can review it on a yearly basis, decide what has it served a purpose? Is it has it added to our purpose and goals? And then then you can just pull the plug on it. If you stop paying, it won't be available for people to use. So that's what happened. When you plug into this, you can have a lot of information in this web page. When you get through with that information, it's gone if you don't pay. Now, I've seen that happen. Web pages. So everything has there's risk versus rewards, and there's value in your investment. That being said, in the planning stage, Michelle, I believe we in my case, what I will do, I will talk to my heirs and ask them what they want to be a part of it before I even create it. So I can get a sign in from them that, okay, this portion that I'm dealing with and we're dealing with, if I go on and retire and go fishing and say I'm done with all this, would you be willing to be a part of it to keep it going? See, so I'm always preparing for I set up items for me not even being here and being a part of it. So let's talk to our descendants and our kids and see if they're interested in it. Let them know what we're getting ready to do. And we want to have some provisions if it does, after a year or so, we may even have a certain branch for them to take off and be involved in. That's what I would do. That's what I'm looking at. I think that'd be one of the answers for what you're saying, Michelle, is get our kids involved. They're young adults. Mine don't have the enthusiasm, but they nosy. They want to know what I'm doing. And they got comments. They be talking stuff. I have a couple battles with them. But I tell you what I have been able to do. I've been able to get them all tested. And I have more to get, but I'm pretty content with the number of people who I have. I've been blessed to encourage to get tests. So I do have that. And by the way, the kits are on sale. $59, about $69 a kits, I think, until the end of the week or something. You can get one or two. I recommend you do it. It's one of the wisest investments you can have.
And that is one of the things that helps get people tested.
Is what?
When you get those kits on sale and provide them for people that may be hesitant in taking the test.
That's true. I sent a kit to Michelle. No, I sent a kit to Joan. One of my cousins, Joan, I sent a kit to her last week. And so I get them sometimes and I sit on them and I say to myself, what the heck are you doing there? You got them for a reason. Find somebody, test, and then you have the information. And some fight it, but some say, hey, instead of dealing with you, Dad, here, I'm doing it here. They're good. Just give me the DNA. Give me your Give me your slobber.
We
talk
bought
like-
a few kits and then we used them all. And then we didn't buy enough. And then we were thinking we were waiting for the sale again. And it's like we have the kits and then we don't have anybody to give it to. And then when we don't have the sale, we need the kits. So you kind of just got to keep them on hand.
Yeah, you do.
Is it a year?
I think they're good for about a year. After a while, they expire, which I didn't know
Well,
until it.
excuse me. And if they do expire, you just call them and tell them, hey, like, I had this kit, hasn't been activated. No, Mr. Moss, it hasn't been activated. I said, well, like, what can you do for me? Oh, we'll send you another one.
Mhm.
So, you know, I've lost a few. I'm not gonna lie about it. So I just called on my account. I said, you got any kits of mine just outstanding that I have? They'll say, yeah, that one hasn't been activated. I'll send you some more. So they'll send me another one. Then, you know, I step it up a little bit more. I make sure I get it, have somebody test it. And I remember, I'm gonna tell you a story. God bless his soul. My uncle, he passed away about 6 months ago. But he was somewhat reluctant on taking the test, a lot reluctant. And he lived up in Palmdale. He was 82, 83 years old. And at one time he wanted to, and the next time he didn't. So I went up there and I had the kid. But I also was going to be meeting my wife's family, these McClures, in Walnut. They live in Walnut, California. On the way back, so we went up and visited my Uncle Gil. He said he didn't want to take it. So I took it. I bought it. But I was a little disappointed. But I said, I'm not going to let it stop. I'm still going to use this. And then we went to the McClures. The first time my wife got a chance to see her McClure family. And another 85-year-old McClure said he'll take it. And his name is Samuel McClure. And so I gave the test to him. And through my research, I shared information about them, who their relatives were, that they didn't know that they was relatives. You know, like with you, Mike, they didn't know, but I had did my research on them. And then I gotta be prepared when I go in any kind of environment, you know, and wherever I'm at, I have my back to the wall, because I don't know who's coming after me. But it worked out great. So always have a kit, and you will always find somebody who will be tested. It's an investment. But that's how we'll do that. I'll start it off. By the next meeting, I'll get with my daughter and we'll start the process, and I'll have a report. Anybody who wants to add to it, who wants to be a part of the board creating this webpage?
I'm not computer savvy, so I'm not going to volunteer.
Mike, could you help us could you be our financial director?
I would be part of it, yes. I too am not technically savvy, but I could certainly do my part in whatever we're going to end up doing.
Anthony, could you do your research on the one that you know already and give me some feedback on how it's set up? That the one that's private that you've seen, and the different bells and whistles.
Yes.
And we'll make sure that kind of that'll be taken care of. Michelle, I'm gonna hook you up with my daughter, and could you be the one that facilitates us passing it on, letting them know that, hey, whatever we're doing, we want to make sure somebody is going to protect what we're doing, our interests. Like she might talk with Aaron. I got a bunch of cousins, like on Val's cousins. I got a bunch of them who want to be a part of it. They're younger. They're part of our set. If we get them involved, they'll be, we can use their expertise.
Okay.
I'll give you a list.
Okay.
Okay. Who else? Come on. Hey, okay. What's your chip? Where's your chip at, Flynn?
I told you I'm not computer savvy.
Well, what
I
are
don't
you
know.
savvy about? What are you savvy about?
Running my mouth.
Okay, we're gonna need you to bounce out. When you bounce our ideas, you got to let us know how you feel about it. How about that?
All right.
Thanks.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can get my son on our next meeting.
Okay, and Fern,
Yes. Yeah.
I appreciate if you work with me on this as part of this website. I want to have each of us. Let's open it up to our spouses and the families. We want it to be open, and the more people because we're helping them anyway. And
Right.
so, could you help us with from your perspective, from the McClures, Barb, and your connection? How do you want to contribute?
Well, I'll do what I can. I'll tell you a story real quick here. I don't visit Ancestry often, but I've been trying to get my mom to take a test, and she just doesn't want any part of it, right? And so, that ancestry thing can get you into a lot of trouble because, back in the day, right? Whoever your parents say you belong to, that's who you belong to, right? And just last week, because I've been looking for her grandmother. And so a lady had posted her grandmother's obituary. I said, Mom, are you related to this lady? She said, no, I don't know who that woman is. I said, okay, well, she has your grandmother's obituary. So then a couple of days later, this guy, he posted her father's obituary and said that was his grandfather on his father's side. I said, Mom, do you know this young man? Is this your nephew? She said, no. I said, well, he said your father is his grandfather. I said, now, I took the DNA test. You didn't take it, but you are my mother, right? She said, yeah. I said, so he and I got some kind of connection going on here. I said, so, all them brothers and sisters you say you have, I don't know. Now, you might have some more out there.
Oh, yeah, that could happen.
Yeah.
So, but I did purchase her a test. She told me she's not going to take it, but she will. I'll get it. So I will participate in any way I can.
Well, your story is it's very applicable.
Yeah.
Over 2 years, we've heard similar stories,
Right.
and our group are very compassionate, and we help solve some of those family dynamics by science.
Right.
And then we build relationships. The goal is not to tear down relationships, but it's to build.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. I get it 100%. It just, some things though, you got to try to find a little humor. I know this is serious biz, but
It's good.
in order for it to be fun, in order for it to stay interested, you got to find some humor.
That's why that's why you're an asset. I remember when you talked to Barb, y'all had a real positive conversation. So
Yes, we did.
let's follow up, because like you're not far away. So
Right.
so we definitely appreciate your participation.
Thank
Ida,
you.
have you figured out your microphone yet? Okay. Well, we'd like to know how you're connected in this. We'll be able to go over it. Did I reach out to you with a reach out message? This is pretty good. We use a sign language. Did I reach out to you with where'd you get your invitation to the meeting? You can put it in the chat. Man, this is interesting, isn't it, team? Well, she's here with us.
Can I say something?
Is she
Can I
typing
say
something?
something?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I didn't do with what we were just talking about, but I just want to say something before I forget it. Jerry, I noticed when you were scrolling in your Gen Match, I
Yes,
see that Cheryl Powell, I know it's a broken record, but I keep mentioning her. You have her in your Gen Match. She has a bunch of mouses in there. Matter of fact, she got three sides of mine, my Eubanks, my Gibb, and mouse in her tree. So anybody got her, it would be prove you to check her tree out.
we'll follow up on that. All
Hey,
right, so
you
this,
dismiss me, Jerry.
pardon me?
You dismiss me.
No, I'm saying we'll follow up on it. Like, I can tell everybody now, over the years now, we've been in the pandemic, and it ain't over. It's not over, but like we're still together. But
Right.
over this particular time, we have over 280 members who are part of our genealogy group.
Wow.
Over 280.
It's a lot of people.
And they are, we're connected. So, and that's by being transparent, being open, and helping each other. And we have some serious messages that we give, but we have a lot of humor and a lot of fun. And we have a lot of fun being together. So that being said, let's go through our closing comments. We start with Fern and then Eflin.
Mm-hmm.
Fern, closing comments.
No, I'll continue to join the meetings whenever I'm able. I had a good time today, and anything that I think of or I could come up with, I'll reach out.
What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I'm going up to Temecula with a friend of mine.
That's great. Probably that following week, let's set up a lunch or something.
Okay.
When you get back, like that. Not the following week, let's set up a lunch or something on that line with Bart and yourself. Eflin?
Yeah, I was trying to say earlier about that Slave the Soldiers. I am really busting at the seam because there was a big write-up about my grandpa. And so I would just see it.
Oh, that's cool. Like, once I get with you, we'll find out exactly where it's at, and then I can share it, get the information, and then I can share. And then I can share with the people. I can share with the group.
Yeah, I'm just ecstatic just to see it.
It's good to see you. It's good to see you happy. It is. It's really good to see you happy and smiling. Mike, closing comments, Mike?
I just recall that when I didn't attend meetings, I always seemed to be volunteered for some kind of activity. So maybe we could pass that on to this work group. I'm sure Jerry has a few relatives that could really add to the discussion. The first one I think of, and don't you say that I did it, it's Rachel from, was it New York she lived in?
Right.
I mean, she seems to be right on top of things and is eager and probably has a better grasp of the computer screen than I do. So, but I'm sure there are others too. So, especially if we just blame Jerry for reaching out and touching these people, that we'll all stay really.
Yeah, Diane would be a good
grace.
Diane.
They're gonna jump on it. Like once we set it up, but like again, it starts somewhere. And when I look at this website, I'm, as a matter of fact, you're all honorary board members now, or the first honorary board members of our webpage. So you're part of the administrators. So when I set it up, y'all gonna be on the part of the administrators because y'all here, y'all know what we went through, and then they'll come in and be a part of it. There's enough to go around. So thank you, Mike.
Are we thinking about sometime in the first part of next year or the first quarter?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. We'll jump right on it though. For me, once I, get a consensus, when my time allows, you see, the more, as much is given, much is required. Have you noticed that the people who have a lot on their plate, they get more? So it's okay because of the purpose. This is my specialty, is my family. And I will make time to create and find a way for us to connect. Michelle and Anthony?
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Like I say, it's always a great time for me to be a part of this and helping Michelle with the family. And I feel like I'm family. I think I am family now. And I know for the past few months, we've been out of sync since this past summer. So this is the first time we've been on in a while. Because back in July, I had a surgery to get rid of a colon mass. So now I recovered from that. I'm okay, 100% back, almost 100%. And so thank God for that. And I'm eager to jump back in here and with genealogy, because it's an exciting thing just about family. And
I'm happy. We're happy for you.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. So my closing remarks are, your participation has been very much appreciated, everyone, and I'll be following up. And our next meeting will be the first Sunday in December. And by then, I will be contacting each of you, of the board members of our webpage, and for your input and bouncing some ideas off of you through emails. And we might have a private board meeting on our webpage. So be prepared. With that being said,
I do have another cousin that's going to come in our next meeting.
That's fine. We welcome them.
Mm-hmm.
And Fern, what happens is we have different times, we have different amounts of people. You too, Ida. And for the first time, you two are first times, the members. And I'm going to make a motion that we have a co-MVP for this meeting. Ida and Fern. I make a motion that you two are MVPs for this meeting. All in favor?
All right.
Thank you.
So we have 2 MVPs for the meeting.
All right, thank you.
Thank you all for your presence. Beautiful. With that, enjoy your Thanksgiving. Be safe. It's all good. It's all good.
Same to you.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Be safe.
You too.
Mhm.
Very informative meeting. Very, very informative. Solid participation. And we're going to do some more research and development for us to be connected as a family. Everybody has a safe and happy Thanksgiving. Do we meet again? Peace.